Good evening. Welcome to third year anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark, the one that started this entire channel with just Boomer and I. Here we are, 3 years later. Boomer, are we still friends?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 3 years later, we're still friends.
I'm
That's
sorry.
good.
I'm not good with the texting. I apologize.
Okay.
And I know you're going to get your other half of the Christmas present sometime before February. I'm sorry. Anyway,
It's all good. I've still got Christmas presents from last year I haven't sent out.
it's all right. But anyway, I do feel bad about it. Yes, we're still friends. I know you need to take some time off, and I've been busy too. But no, we're all cool. We're all cool, right? Right, Al?
Oh yeah, we're good.
And Big Al's joining us tonight.
Yeah.
How are you doing, my friend? You good?
I am doing well, thank you. I have my whip in hand and I'm ready for action.
Okay.
Well, the picture, you see, he's got.
I like this movie. I do like this movie. I do like the original Indiana Jones trilogy. It's just, these are some solid, good movies. I tend to like to pair them with
old-fashioned, timeless entertainment.
Yeah, and I you know what? Oddly enough, I like to pair these with, and I know it's going to sound weird to anybody listening because you're going to like you pair it with Star Wars. No, I like to pair it with the Star Trek trilogy, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know why. I know Birdman's probably thinking that's nuts because he doesn't like 4, but
okay.
I don't know. I thought like Temple of Doom, and I think Temple of Doom and Search for Spock came out the same summer. I remember that. So, and I remember there was a little special. I know that William Shatner hosted a special on regular TV, and it was all about sidekicks. And of course, a big thing in the thing, I think it was also they were doing a lot of promotion for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, so they were showing a lot of stuff with the short round. But then, of course, they were showing stuff with Mr. Spock, from Star Trek too, because I guess that was Captain Kirk's sidekick, and it's all about sidekicks, and it was a neat little special. I remember that. Of course, who does he have as a sidekick in this? Sala?
Yep, Sala.
Say so.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay.
We got David Pinsack in the house. Hello, sir. How are you? And Retro Reels, how are you? Thank you. Congrats on 3 years. Yeah, where does the time go? It just goes. But
it gets sucked up by
goes,
hurricanes, and we are not out of hurricane season yet.
no. Actually, they're saying Boston's going to get hit this weekend.
I hope nobody gets hit. I don't wish that on anybody.
What's it called? Lee? Yeah, Lee.
Yeah.
Here, there,
Lee.
Lee, and everywhere a Lee. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm thinking
1776 range there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's yeah, we got been lucky so far, knock wood. Nothing's really come to the eastern seaboard, in our area.
All right.
We used to be good for one a year.
Cool.
Well, I'm ready to start this film if y'all are.
I am. I got back queued up on my Paramount Plus account, which is now morphed with Showtime for whatever reason. I'm sure they hiked my rates because of that.
Probably so.
We could do
Is it also on Disney Plus?
Interesting how how streaming works that way. It's on Disney and it's on Paramount Plus.
Okay, so
I guess we're gonna do a 3, 2, 1 then, right?
Hello, Chris P. How are you? Good to see you. Yes, 3 years. 3 years. Yeah, I'm Al. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, 3, 2, 1. Press the play.
Oh, well, Paramount Picture.
When you said what you like to pair this film with, I thought you were going to say a Merlot, but
and watch Star Trek Through the Wrath of Khan. I think that would be a kick-ass double bill. I do.
It would.
That would be a good double feature, yeah.
But here we go. I remember being as a kid, just seeing the Paramount logo, and then it's the mountain, and I thought, wow, that's magic right there.
I like the simplistic font. Like, they don't have the big, Indiana Jones, and that font that eventually has become famous.
I don't suppose Disney re-released these soundtracks on CD or vinyl in coincidence with the new movie. No, they okay.
And if you truly need money, there's some money right there just waiting to you know.
Yeah. Okay. As I know when Crystal
still-
Skull came out, they did, but all right.
I still need this on CD. I have the LP, but
Well, we're hoping they'll do a complete release someday, right? I know you mentioned that it's still
Yeah.
not complete. Yeah. So
Yeah. I have MP3. I've downloaded it. I just don't have the physical.
Chris P brings up a good point how Weird Al carried this for UHF. One of the finest films ever made, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Jeff rocks. It's on my rewatch thing somewhere. We did a rewatch of it.
I love this. Where is he? Peru?
Peru, yes.
Yes, this is like Incan territory,
I
right?
mean, technically he's in Hawaii, but it's supposed to be Peru.
Well, anyway.
These are actually the final scenes they filmed because they wanted to end in Hawaii to give the cast and crew a vacation. Hello, Titus.
I used to work with a woman from Peru, and I was talking to her, asking her about her country, and she had mentioned that they had a big statue of Pizarro in like her town, and eventually they decided to take the statue down. Like, why do we have Pizarro up in our town? We hate this guy. It's
Pizarro from Superman?
what?
Pizarro from Superman?
No,
Pizarro.
The very nasty conquistador.
Oh,
Read about him. Yeah, it's worse than Cortez. Anyway, though, but here we go. South America, 1936. I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I used to have this this book called The Big Book of Adventure Stories. I think it was edited by Otto Perlenzer, and it had on the cover an old picture from a pulp magazine. And I'm not kidding you. On the bottom, you have these three beautiful, tribal women that were topless, but they had like flowers over their parts, and they were fighting with this adventure guy, and then up above on the mountain. Oh, I'm interrupting the big showcase, aren't I? I'm sorry.
The big reveal of the handsome, young, and vital Indiana Jones.
Anyway, though, I just noticed on the mountain, the one adventurer was fighting a big old tiger near like a flaming, near like a big huge fire, and then on the bottom the guy was fighting off the native woman, and I just thought, see, that's what I want in my fiction right there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this movie was trying to go for.
There's some great
pulp adventure, yeah.
There's some great pulp art out there from like that 50s, like Man magazine. Yeah,
oh yeah,
they've got some great cover art.
We got everything we need to know, right?
Yep, and we don't have any heroic sounding music as of yet.
It's creepy. Some creepy stuff.
It is a good tension build.
You just feel danger in the air. You know?
And they've made a Lego set of this.
I used to be a bit of a Lego fiend when I was younger. But they didn't have like the license sets. They only had Castle, Space, and Town. And I think they were really revealing Pirate by the time I got out of the hobby. But I would have gone nuts for a recreation of this in Lego form. That would have been cute. That would have been awesome. I did get the Lego Indiana Jones game though.
For Atari 2600?
No, for the Nintendo Wii, actually.
Well, I had it for Atari 2600.
Well, this was the Lego Indiana Jones game. And the Lego Indiana Jones game, you would play all the levels in Lego form. And that's Alfred Molina.
Yep.
Dr. Octopus himself.
Yeah.
This was before he was a big name, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, Chris P still has the Atari 2600 Indiana Jones game. That's cool.
It's probably a collector's item. Oh, Chris P, if you have a lot of Atari cartridges, they're releasing a Atari 2600 clone HD console that will play the actual cartridges. Atari's putting it out officially, apparently. So, if you're so inclined. I didn't have that. I had the Indiana Jones trilogy game for the Super Nintendo that was put up by LucasArts, which is rather ridiculous because, of course, it plays fast and loose with plot elements. For instance, the final boss you're fighting is Belloc, and I guess he has like magic powers.
I never fully understood the Atari game for Indiana Jones. Never made a lot of sense to me.
I don't know. I remember there was a Temple of Doom game that was put up by Mindscape, but it never translated, I think, well to consoles.
I guess I do remember the arcade games. They had them at our local theater. I think the Temple of Doom one. I died many times on that, many quarters gone to the netherworld.
Why haven't they made a video game out of this movie? Like a full-on new game? You could probably get the cast back to re-record voices. I mean, you could make a game out of this easy.
Well, they probably have. We probably just lift the voices from themselves.
Yeah, but if you wanted to make additional scenes and scenarios or whatever, you could have
Yeah.
Harrison Ford or a voice.
Do they have a Harrison Ford voice bank?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I know they got one for James Earl Jones. So they could whip out Vader anytime they want.
Well, the Atari game seems to go for about $10 on the eBay.
Here we have this. Oh, go ahead.
The Idol always seemed heavier to me than what he was replacing it with. But yet it's still, I don't know. I'm wondering how heavy it was.
Maybe it's hollow inside like a giant Easter egg you buy at the dollar store.
Do you think that this was an afterthought? Like he thought, oh, I should probably have brought something to weigh it with. I'll just fill this with sand before I go into the tomb. You know, I mean, it's like maybe if he had planned ahead, he would have had something that was more approximate.
Well, he brought it in there with him, and so he kind of was guessing it. Would they have actually known how much it weighed, one way or the other?
I would imagine a gold idol that size would be pretty hefty.
Yeah, because gold's pretty dense. And of course, got to mention the total dick move of Alfred Molina's character.
Yeah, I didn't like that as a kid. That was like, that's dirty.
I was like, you son of a. First of all, a guy who knows the way through these traps, and you're like leaving him behind. No, you would kill him after you got out. That's how I would do it. Or see, this happens to you.
And that was really Harrison Ford being chased by a giant ball.
There are. This is like such cinematic, iconic scene. Him running from the big giant boulder.
Look at this.
Hello, Cinematic Sound Radio podcast with Eric Woods. How are you?
Welcome, Eric Woods.
Hello.
If you're not busy, I can send you the link. You can get in on this party too. I think you've seen this movie once or twice, Eric. I think.
Belloc's a good villain. I kept wondering why when they made that Young Indiana Jones Chronicle, I kept thinking they would have done an episode with Young Indiana Jones when he met Belloc for the first time.
Season 3 he was scheduled, but season 3 never happened.
I see. So they were planning it. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay.
And why do we not have a definitive release for the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles?
I don't know. I know there were people complaining that they got rid of the old men intros and outros. I think I saw that on another channel, and I was surprised at that. And I guess because it interfered. I guess because in that Indiana Jones had a daughter and not a son.
No, he had a daughter and a son.
Well, then why didn't they just? Oh, never mind. I was expecting Willie Scott to show up someday and said, with some news.
Well, Eric has to go get his in-laws from the airport. They can wait at the airport for a couple of hours. They won't mind. I mean, right? I mean, Boomer, would you say it's okay to leave your in-laws at the airport for a couple of hours?
No one ever wants to hang out at an airport. Unless there's like a nice restaurant that has chicken fried steak, right? Or chicken fried chicken.
Chicken fried steak. I haven't had that in a long time.
Apparently they have it at Bob Evans now. I haven't tried it there yet, though.
Now, here we are like 12 minutes into the film. We finally get the first Indiana Jones theme coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What year is this? 36?
36.
Yeah, I think that's the year my dad was born, so he got a kick out of that.
Oh, my Lord. I forgot he did that.
What?
Paul Freeman was in the first Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movie as Ivan Ooze.
What?
I never got into Power Rangers. I know it has a following, though. I'm not picking on.
Yeah. I did not know he played the villain in that movie. That is weird.
We never see Doc again, do we?
It was Doc or Jacques? I thought it was Jacques.
Yeah. Maybe it's Jacques.
We do in the comic book for Marvel. He's made a couple appearances.
I would love to take his course.
Here's Marcus.
Oh, no, I did not know serial number on the plane, Chris P. What was it? Was it 1138?
Trying to pay attention to the lecture.
Oh.
It makes you wonder if that's how it started with
what,
Marion? Yeah. Because it does sound like, he was older and she was younger, like a student or something.
No one's ever been able to get their ages down. I've heard people go back and forth on how old she actually was.
I think she was like 16 or 17 and she was maybe 12.
I don't like green apples.
Okay.
Do you like green apples? I'm just saying, if I were the teacher, you wouldn't win points with me over that.
I mean, like a Granny Smith type of green, or just unripe apples in general?
No, whenever I bite into them, they're too tart. They're not sweet. I don't like them.
I like a Honey Crisp.
Yeah, those are good. I like those.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting some this week.
This is interesting. So these are the government agents they send to talk to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like some major.
Okay. Okay. So Marion was like 16 or 17, and Indiana was 27.
Okay. Well. Okay. That's not as bad, I guess. Yeah. But
for like that time period, that was pretty common.
Yeah.
16, 17, you're looking at getting married.
Yeah.
Well, Porkins.
That's Porkins?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
David brings a point. Douglas Slocum did some wonderful cinematography in this film. He did. I think he did wonderful work in every film.
Oh, so the number was OBCPO?
Yeah.
All right. So, Birdman. I've said this on my own stream. I'm saying it on yours. If you were to cast a new actor playing Indiana Jones, how does John Krasinski sound?
You know, I really like have no feelings anymore. They're all dead. I'm just dead inside.
Oh, I'm sorry. But my point is that if have you seen the Amazon Prime Jack Ryan series?
No.
I think you'll like that series if you ever get around to watching it. I think he did a great job as Jack Ryan. And who else played Jack Ryan but Harrison Ford?
And Alec Baldwin.
Well, that's true.
And Ben Affleck.
And also Chris Pine. But I
And
like
Chris
John.
Pine.
But John Krasinski did a very good job. I do recommend if you have Prime streaming or Amazon Prime, I recommend you check out that Jack Ryan show sometime.
Okay.
Right? It finally wrapped up its final season, but I wasn't disappointed. I'll put it to you that way. And I'm not even the biggest Clancy fan, but I thought it was a good, solid series overall. So
Eric says no to John Krasinski.
Well, I originally wanted Hugh Jackman, but I think he's getting too old. That was who I would have had years ago.
I still like Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt's always the go-to.
Yeah, but I can see him as Indiana Jones. That gruffer kind of an action, snarky, snarky. I think he has the chops to pull it off. Right. I ultimately think if they did, they would have to find a newbie, like someone that we've never heard of, or
how about just no? How about just no? No. How about no?
Just leave it alone. Well, that's what you want. Okay.
It's a thought exercise, Daniel. You know.
So it's balancing my checkbook, but I still don't do it. You know. David brings up there's a great book illustration of the Ark of the Covenant from Ralph McQuarrie. Yeah. Do you have a print of that, by the way? I'm just curious.
Which is your favorite Indiana Jones movie poster? Because I know that even with the originals, they have variants on them too.
Oh.
It's hard, isn't it?
I'd say Temple of Doom style A, followed by Temple of Doom style B, followed by Raiders 82 reissue, followed by Last Crusade Advanced, Last Crusade Standard one sheet, and then
they're all good.
I'd probably put Raiders one sheet at the very bottom.
Which Indiana Jones was number one? Is that the one with him just standing by himself and like with the?
I mean, there's the truck down in the corner and there's Marion at the bottom, but yeah, it's mostly just him.
Right.
Eric says best poster was the Advance for Last Crusade. I do. I've had that one hanging up in my room since 1989. It also is autographed by River Phoenix, but that's not why it's always been hanging up. It is a good poster. David likes style B Temple of Doom. I mean, style A Temple of Doom is just like a work of art that could be hanging in like the Louvre. It's just wow. It's the colors, just absolute work of art. Love that poster. That's hanging up in my bedroom too.
Yeah, the temple. I will say that Temple of Doom where he's just kind of standing in the doorway. That's a good poster.
That's the style A Temple of Doom one sheet.
Yeah, that's a beautiful poster.
Museum gets the Ark when we're finished. Yeah, that's no.
I still remember doing 2 art projects when I was in high school on Indiana Jones portraits.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah, one was I forget what it was like a regular drawing with little pastel whatevers, and the other one was like a weird thing where you do the picture and then you fold it several times, and then in each one you checkerboard the medium you use. Like in one you just use pencil, and the other one you used watercolor or something like that. So you've got this weird. And that was the one I did with the where he's like looking at the cobra.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's the one I used for that. I wish I still had those.
Like those old planes?
Yeah. Eric says Bradley Cooper for Indiana Jones.
Maybe. Actually,
Could
yeah,
work.
maybe. I could see
Could work.
it, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. He's going to be Bullet. I think he's an underrated leading man. I think he might pull it off.
It's going to be Leonard Bernstein, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this foreshadow. Yeah, see what else is on the plane?
Mhm.
You get the introduction to the Nazi theme right there, very briefly.
Yeah.
And we get like the traveling music.
Nepal.
That's why we go to the movies, to go places we've never been, right?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, it's a Hollywood set, but that's the magic. We don't know that. Actually, for all I know, they filmed this in Nepal, the scene right here. I don't know. That's the point. You know, part of me wonders what these guys do for a living that are in this bar. They're spending all their money.
They're probably like do some farming, some crafts, some tour guiding.
I don't know. This strikes me as
Meeting
a
people
harsh.
up.
This just strikes me as a harsh environment that they're at, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like this is.
Pastane. I like that woman right there, like Leah's like, yeah, she ain't done yet.
So Siskel and Ebert, big fans of this one. Of course, Siskel in his review didn't miss the chance to what was it, bash 1942 or 41? That's what did before he sang his praises of this one, but.
Oh yeah, the movie before this was 1941.
Yeah, 1941. That's right.
Steven Spielberg was under. George Lucas told Steven Spielberg, he said, "You're going to come in on time and you're going to come in on budget. Period." And he came in just under budget and just under time.
Good.
I love that.
Back before the days that you would film a movie, then you would refilm it 2 additional times.
Well, that's the thing. You come in on time, you come in under budget, and I don't know what's going on with Hollywood nowadays. I think these budgets are way too overblown. I'm becoming suspicious that there's some creative accounting going on, and that these movies aren't really costing as much as they say they do. But what do I know? But that's for another stream. You know what? This is like Bogart and Bacall. Let's be honest here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is reminding me of. These.
And David's saying it was filmed at L Street Studios in the UK. Yep.
And she can throw a punch. I buy her a punch right there.
Yeah, you're talking about
job of setting her up as a badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom, you talk about casting. If they'd done this film back in the 40s, you could see Bogey doing it. I think Humphrey Bogart had a lot of Indiana Jones in him.
Eric says CGI costs a lot of money.
She's awfully coherent for someone who just down who knows how many
She
shots.
can hold her liquor.
That she can.
You know, like I take half of Benadryl, I'm going to pass out in like 5 minutes.
Really? I take like 2 Benadryl.
I'd be in a coma.
It's obviously not a worthless brown medallion. To be fair, 3,000 was a lot back then.
Yeah, that's
and another 2. So
Mm-hmm.
he's not really trying to cheat her.
Boomer, do you have the novelizations for these films?
Do I?
Do you? Yes.
Me? No. I didn't even know they did novelizations. Oh, I heard about the novelizations, though. I heard Temple of Doom was actually taken from the point of view of Willie and Short Round. Is that right?
I have the novelization. I don't think I ever read Temple of Doom. I read The Last Crusade and Raiders.
I used to have the novelization of Batman Mask of the Phantasm. I actually read that one cover to cover.
Speaking about Batman, they're doing next year, I think it's like maybe 10 cities across the country, 89 Batman with orchestra live to score for the motion picture.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
And they're in your neck of the woods, Boomer.
Really?
Yep.
Whereabouts? I'll look it up.
Florida.
I'll look it up.
That's all I remember.
It's in Florida. I'll look it up. That might be interesting.
Orlando, that's in Florida, right?
Oh, actually, that's not horrible. I'll think about that. Depends on when they're
Tickets
playing.
go on sale, I think Friday.
Oh,
they're like $45 to $65.
That's not terrible.
Oh. I was going to go to the show in DC, but I saw that they reduced the orchestra to like 60-something players, and I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah. That might be good for a Psycho orchestra, right? They were to reduce Psycho live.
Psycho, you just need the string section.
Yeah.
Arnold Lacey always great at playing the like crazy, psychotic looking guys.
So, where do you rank this? I probably asked you this last time we streamed this. Where do you rank this in the John Williams scores?
Top 10.
Is this up there?
My top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10 for the 80s, top 10 for all time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very bad man.
He never learned that you can catch more flies with honey.
No, this is part of the fun for him. He likes doing this sort of thing. You can tell that.
He's a naughty man.
Yes. Love the gunfire.
I still wish this scene was scored. I know people go back and oh, but the sound effects are so. Yeah, I just still wish there was
Sound
music
effects are really good here.
here. They are. I just wish there was music here.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Those Tommy guns, right? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
I love that. That was Johnny Walker Black, wasn't it?
I think so.
See, my loyalties would switch real quick if I heard him say that.
Oh wait, no, those are not Tommy guns. I'm sorry, those are not Tommy guns. That's the German. What is it? MP.
Oh well, yeah. I guess that makes sense.
MP5, is that what it is? Or no? I should know.
I was going by
I
the
was almost
sound.
called him a couple times. And like annoy me.
Put your hand in there.
It's like, dude, the guy was about to kill you. Why are you still helping?
MP40. Yeah. Yeah, it's shot 9mm round.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, don't give me a copyright strike.
I know.
I love Marion's theme. I gotta love Marion's theme.
I think it's a more romantic theme than even the Superman and Lois theme. I'll say that. I mean, maybe I'm splitting hairs there, but I don't know.
You know, you can get a reproduction MP40 for $500.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah. Shoots 9mm.
I like the monkey.
24.5 inches. Weight 126 ounces unloaded. Barrel length is 10. 25 round magazine. All metal. It's considered a pistol.
You know, you look back and you think, yeah, the monkey's cute. Too bad it turns out to be a spy.
Yeah, I know.
John Rhys Davies, one of the great voices.
Look.
Belosh.
And we know who Belloc is because of the first thing. See? I used to have the Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark toys. Did I ever tell you that, Birdman?
Yeah, I did too.
Okay.
Crispy, the 3,000 Indy gives Marion would be almost 66,000 today.
That's not exactly pocket change.
Well, if you have big pockets.
No, the U.S. government's paying a lot. I wonder why they're just sending him though. Maybe they have to keep it on the hush hush. It's like sending James Bond in somewhere. I mean, he'll get some support, but not a ton.
Chris P brings up a good point. Indy's handgun switched from the Smith and Wesson revolver to I think it's a Browning high power. I don't think it's a 1911. David loves Marion's theme. Everyone loves Marion's theme.
I haven't had a date in a long time. I think the only dates I ever had are in those like little round fruit platters that people give at Christmas time.
See, Marion thought that was odd, right? So, yeah, well, here we go.
Yeah, it is a Browning high power.
Little Nazi monkey.
Yeah, they're. Yeah, we're not being watched right now. I don't have to do the stupid salute. That's probably what they were thinking. You ever see Das Boot?
I've never seen that.
It's a good war movie.
Flown in the U-boat, right?
The German U-boat, yeah.
The Untersee boat.
So, what are y'all's thoughts on this music cue?
I like it. You don't?
It's a little out of character, but I like it.
I mean, it doesn't rank in my top favorites when I think of the Raiders score, but I wouldn't replace it with anything else.
I'll have to send you the Super Nintendo version of this theme.
So the Super Nintendo version of this theme?
Yeah, in the Indiana Jones trilogy game, they do. There's a Super Nintendo sound chip version of this theme. Remember, LucasArts owned all the music, so they could do what they wanted. George Lucas was very smart in that way. He kept rights to things, so when you did a Star Wars game, you could use the likeness of Mark Hamill, use the
Yeah,
music.
then he sold. Then he sold all that.
Well, yeah, it was a different age back then.
Conk. I'll tell you, a pan is not a bad weapon to have.
No.
It's weird when they would make games based on movies back in the day. Like Batman Returns for the Super Nintendo cannot be paid for the Elfman score. But sometimes you'd have companies that wouldn't pay for the score and they'd have to create their own soundtrack for the movie-based game.
Telltale.
I didn't like him. I used to have this set with the basket, and you'd have a
Yeah,
little
and the fruit. Yeah, I had that too.
I had that. I had the Well of the Soul.
I never had the Well of the Souls. God, I hate you so much.
I had the Well of the Souls, and it had what is it? It had the Ark of the Covenant in there. When you looked carefully at the cover of the Ark of the Covenant, on one side, I think it was R2D2 and C3PO. As a little nod, to Star Wars.
Yeah, and this piece of music is on the original soundtrack release, but the airplane fight is not.
they selling in those baskets? Is it clothing?
Yep, dry goods, clothing, whatnot.
Yeah, it's a good general overall storage basket. I love those pots and pans, though.
I mean, really, guys, like $500 for one of those? I mean, come on. I mean, that sounds like a really good deal to me.
Yeah.
And it's classified as a pistol. You could walk around town with it open carry. They can't say anything to you.
Now, see, in this movie, when the car overturns and explodes in fire, it's because there's a bunch of explosives in the back.
Explosives in the back. That's right.
In other movies, the car flips over and they explode for
Physics. Physics. 80s physics.
I don't like you, monkey. Yeah. The monkey reminds me of Marion. Now, he knows German, right?
Yeah, amongst like 20-something other languages.
Yeah, so.
Samuel Proctor's in the house. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
See the gun pass?
Yep. Boomer, do you ever want to be an archaeologist?
Yes. After I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark, I said I want to be just like Indiana Jones when I grow up, and I said I need to read up on Egypt, so I had to go down to the local library and start reading Egyptian books. That's what I thought when I was a kid. I think I was, 7 or 8 around then, probably, when I was... that's actually the first time I actually wanted to go to the library to seek out certain types of books, so I wanted to read up on ancient Egypt. That's what I thought I should do. How about yourself?
Yeah, I one day I'd like to get that PhD in archaeology.
You know what? I don't think Lara Croft ever had any advanced degree. She just went out and raided the tombs.
She also had a lot of money.
Yeah. Plus, that character has been inconsistent over the past few years. I like this. Yes. I took the monkey back.
Yeah, Lasala having all those kids pays off. There's a little army.
Busy man, you might say.
I don't like that monkey.
Deep Roy, isn't it?
I guess.
That little kid. Or the he'd one day be an Oompa Loompa.
Huh. Yeah, he's like, what happened? I thought I shut the door, right? Yeah.
Have y'all seen the Mezco 112 they got coming out of Tote next year?
The what?
Mezco 112. It's an action figure doll. They're doing Tote. Comes out next year. Supposedly, it could honestly come out in 3 years.
Oh,
Mezco.
okay.
Yeah.
Don't eat the date. It's poisoned.
Yeah. I feel like this could have been a playset, don't you, Boomer?
What do you mean this could have been a play set?
This house could have been a playset for the
This
toy
house
line.
could have been a play set.
Yeah.
Nothing happens here except we get the explanation.
Okay, Mr. Negative.
This is what I had. I had the Well of the Souls. I had the room where she goes to it came with the staff of Ra that you put into the little
That would be the map room.
the map room. Yeah, I had the map room set. Smart guy. I had the truck. You know the truck that
I had the truck. Yeah.
I had the truck. I had the map room set. I had the Well of the Souls. Were there any other sets? Now I'm wondering. I never thought to look that up. I don't know if I had all of the figures. I mailed in for Belloc in the Hebrew outfit. You had to mail in for that.
Yeah.
If
you still got him in the original shipping box, you got some money, my friend.
Yeah, well.
And Chris P brings up a very valid point. There's a cut scene that's in the book. If you read the novelization, the old man tells Indy there's a warning on the not to look at the ark if it's opened.
Interesting.
I don't know why they cut it out. It couldn't have been like longer than like 45 seconds.
Yeah, I've heard trying to find cut scenes in a Lucasfilm Spielberg movie is almost impossible. Like it's possible they shot that scene, but who knows? It's
yeah.
I often took at it as it's like turning back to look at Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't do it.
Yeah. Speaking of Sodom and Gomorrah, do you know what I discovered tonight?
What?
Salt has 0 calories. So if I go on an all salt diet, I should lose weight.
You'll die.
But he'll lose weight.
I'll lose weight.
Actually, the human body does need salt to live, but you can also overdo
There
it.
you go.
I learned that from Mobile Suit Gundam. Apparently, the ship ran out of salt, and the chef was saying, "Look, the human body needs salt. We'll die without it." So they had to.
I learned that in Star Trek in the Man Trap.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Remember
Salt vampire, right?
Yeah.
Chris P's like, remember the day of sending away for action figures? Yeah. Like, God, back like 4 to 6 weeks was an eternity back then. It's like, oh my Lord, it's just never ever gonna pass. And now it's like things don't show up in like 3 days, we're like rioting in the streets. The Map Room at Dawn, one of the best tracks ever on any soundtrack.
Yeah, I used to have this playset. I remember that. Yeah, and it
I
came
still
with
have mine. I still have my Map Room.
Well, good for you.
Yep.
They're not very friendly, are they?
Well, they're Germans. I mean,
A lot of sand in Egypt, isn't there?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, probably.
So is this your favorite track on the whole album?
No, it's I don't know if I can narrow it down to just one single track. Desert Chase, Airplane Fight, Map Room at Dawn, Miracle the Ark. I think all those are equal.
But I do love the mystic sound, that almost heavenly characteristic that they give the music.
Yeah.
It's that choir. Is that a choir?
Yeah. So I have some very sad news. Next weekend, I was supposed to go to Boston for 4 John Williams concerts over 3 days.
What?
Yeah.
What
4 concerts in 3 days to the Boston Pops. But I canceled today because 1/5 isn't doing too well, and I don't want to be there if something goes wrong.
Oh.
So I did exchange tickets towards concert tickets for Christmas though. So
Okay.
I will be there the first weekend in December and the second weekend in December.
Well, at least you're exchanging. That's good.
Yeah.
What
Austin
other-
and Boston super nice about exchanging tickets.
What do you think they're eating there?
Grub.
Bacon and eggs?
Probably like sand mixed with like nasty camel milk. Man, could you imagine if Steven Spielberg like remade Lawrence of Arabia?
He loved Lawrence of Arabia. You probably know that though, right?
Yeah.
I actually have the Lawrence of Arabia DVD where they did have a big old interview with Spielberg on it. I did watch that. Huh.
Who knows? Perhaps the Comanche chamber for us to discover. Perhaps there's some vital bit of evidence which eludes us. Perhaps it's might be the You've got in possession of the original keys for years. You may know much and possibly motivated.
Are they just like desert uniforms they would wear?
Looks like it.
I think those are the desert uniforms. Yeah.
Like what Rommel would have had on, maybe something similar.
They do kind of blend into the sand.
Yeah, I was watching a video on what British soldiers thought of American soldiers during World War II. They made a point that the British soldiers were always jealous of the American uniforms. So they were very
Why?
cutting edge. They were very cutting edge. We had very cutting edge stuff over here. Like they washed easily. They were more comfortable. They were,
Oh, well, okay.
yeah. The British uniforms never wash. They could never wash them properly. It was just. They're also jealous because the American soldiers always had more money than the British soldiers did. Like they go into the bar and they buy everybody around, and I guess that was actually kind of insulting to the British when they were over in England, in the pub and stuff. But, yeah. But I think it was weird because I think back then the only exposure the Brits had to Americans were like through movies, like I think they mentioned like they expected them all to be cowboys because they watched a lot of westerns and stuff. There's no lightning like 80s movie lightning, right? Am I wrong?
I
Yeah.
don't think you're wrong.
Or it seemed like God was ticked off.
They're doing something they shouldn't be doing.
Well, I think that it is the reason for the lightning is God is saying, "Don't go there."
Now, it ended up in the hands of the Romans, right? And then something bad happened to them. How did it end up here? Did they explain that?
Well, it never ended up with the Romans.
The Egyptians invaded.
Yeah.
And took it.
Okay, never mind. I thought I saw. All right, never mind.
You had the storybook record, right, for Raiders?
I used to. I want to say I did. I know I had one of the Indiana Jones records, if not all of them. I didn't have Last Crusade at that point, but I don't remember. I think I did have it for Raiders, yeah, if memory serves. I remember it says, "Turn the page when you hear the bullwhip crack." That's what the guy would say. I remember that. I had for Raiders, I had one for Star Wars. It wasn't a record though; it was an audio cassette, but it was the same thing. Like they put it on the audio cassette.
I got the
I
record.
still got the Empire and Return of the Jedi.
I had a Star Wars one that was not based on any of the movies. It was about C-3PO and R2-D2 investigating a droid making facility.
Huh.
Apparently, there were some bad droids in this droid making facility.
Was it based on that Saturday morning cartoon Droids?
I don't know. I remember that the bad droids look kind of terrifying in this. There's like a side story after Jedi that they went on. I don't know if I think the scientist was up to no good or something that was making the droids. That or he lost control of his droids. That might have happened too. I don't know.
apologize for the treatment. Yeah, we're very what? There's no food, no water. However, with the right connections, because in this part of the world we are not entirely uncivilized.
He is kind of a bit of a player.
Yeah. No, he's French, right? He's got that
He's French.
romantic.
Yeah. What can we say? He's French.
Never been to France.
You're probably not missing anything.
I don't know. I'm sure the food's good.
You can get French fries, I'm sure, in Florida.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, nice.
The best dessert I ever ate was in a French restaurant. It was called a chocolate beehive.
Okay.
It was unlike anything I'd ever had before. Unfortunately, that restaurant shut down like a year later. I never got to have it again. Yeah.
The big rose on our butt.
This is a bad place.
It is.
I think I said the same thing in Temple of Doom when the guy rips the heart out of the guy and he's laughing maniacally. I'm thinking, yeah, this is a bad place. You know, there are a lot of bad places in these Indiana Jones movies.
Well, Boomer, thank you for 3 years, and you just got off of the eBay
What?
Raiders of the Lost Ark storybook LP record set.
Oh my goodness.
Coming your way.
Well, I hope you didn't spend too much on this thing.
It was just $300.
You're joking, right?
Yes, I am joking.
Okay, my God. Now I'm gonna look it up. No, never mind.
It was how much was it? It was like, I don't know, like $12.
Oh, okay, that's fine. All right. Well, thank you. I'll check it out. It'll bring back some memories. I used to have my brother had a Swamp Thing talking comic book.
Really?
And some of the old G.I. Joe, like the 1970s G.I. Joe comic books and talking record too. I used to listen to those. I think there was one where he went to see a mummy. Where he went up against a mummy or something. That was the weird G.I. Joe from the 70s where he had the beard.
And Kung Fu Action Grip.
The Kung Fu Action Grip, yes.
David says he still has his Star Wars story LP and picture. Ooh, you got the picture disc too.
I got the storybook too.
So I keep thinking about shared universes. Like later on in G.I. Joe toys, they said that the Street Fighter characters were part of the G.I. Joe universe because of the toys.
Like true G.I. Joe fans do not accept that line of thought.
Come on, you don't like the idea of like M. Bison and Cobra Commander working together?
No.
Did you not see the Street Fighter movie with Raul Julia?
No.
That may have to change.
No.
It is a wonderful film.
No.
It's got Kylie Minogue as Cammy, and she does the Cammy stance right before the credits roll.
Yeah, you're not helping your case any.
Jean-Claude Van Damme
As Guile, which is I like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I actually think he's an underrated actor. He has screen presence, but Guile is a very American character, and it's very obvious that Jean-Claude Van Damme, French Canadian maybe at best.
It was always funny when they would have someone like him or Arnold Schwarzenegger playing like these American soldiers.
I know. And Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
Dolph Lundgren would do better with the American accent, though. I noticed that. But
yeah.
I like Van Damme, though. He's
the Van Daminator.
Yeah. He does have screen presence. I'll give him that. But.
You know what film that's really good? I need to put it in my rewatch list for next year. Is Time Cop.
Oh yeah,
that's got Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
That's a good film.
I grew up with this. My family focus.
Look at all that booze. What are they drinking? Vodka?
Wine.
I don't like him. Here's the big fake out coming up, right?
Yeah. Whoops.
Like, what is this? Some torture device, right?
This was actually a joke that was in 1941.
Really? He stuck it in there to get validation.
Which I still love 1941. I
love
think that's
1941. It's interesting. It's an interesting movie. I'll give it that.
It's a fun film. Hollywood. I always thought it got crapped on much more than it deserved.
It wasn't a bomb. It just wasn't as great as, I mean, you do Jaws, you do Close Encounters, and you do 1941. You know, it's.
I really wonder how much that thing weighed. I saw I think it was a production, The Story of King David. It was a movie made. And there's the scene of King David bringing the Ark of the Covenant to Israel, right? Like when he's taking over as king and all that. And it was interesting because it had a similar look to this, actually. I'll say that. So
is that the one with Richard Gere?
I don't know if Richard Gere was in it. It was made before this came out. But I remember the Ark having a similar look. So this must be based off of historical descriptions of what this thing looked like. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the description's in the Bible.
Yeah. No, I don't know. It was in the I think they said the last time it was seen was in the temple. What is it? The temple in Jerusalem, but then the Romans destroyed the temple and the Ark got lost. I think that's what. And of course, there are all sorts of rumors. Like they keep saying the Templars had it. I've heard that.
It's in Ethiopia.
It's in Ethiopia.
It's not in Ethiopia. It's in the shed out behind my house, y'all. But just don't tell anyone.
Well, funny because I've heard other things saying, "Oh, it's on Oak Island." I'm like, everything's on Oak Island. Oak Island is whatever you want it to be. I'm sure the Grail is on Oak Island too. Somebody stashed it there too.
Speaking of strange stuff, did you see like yesterday in Mexico where this guy brought in some fossilized space aliens to show the government?
What? I didn't hear anything about.
I hadn't heard that.
I don't like him.
Even you may be worth something.
I like how he delivers that line.
I am going to give some points to Steven Spielberg, though. None of the villains in this feel, well, except for maybe the guy in the black, but most of them don't feel two-dimensional. They don't, even the Germans here, they don't feel like two-dimensional caricatures. Safer maybe Scary Man with the overcoat. I don't know. He's just terrifying. Anyways, now those are cobras, correct?
Not all of them.
Okay. What do you find more terrifying, the cobra or the rattlesnake?
Well, cobra bites you, you're pretty much done for.
Yeah, rattlesnakes have that sound though.
Yeah. I mean, I think now they've got anti-venom for a cobra, but back in those days, if you got bit, you're just, you know.
You're done.
Suck out the poison.
Yeah, right.
I'm not sure that really works.
Well, it's a movie trope.
So smaller snake more scary than bigger snake, or bigger snake scarier than smaller snake?
I don't know. I think they're all terrifying.
I think the smaller one could sneak up on you easier.
I think they paid homage to this part on an episode of Batman the Animated Series. He was stuck in an Egyptian tomb and had to knock something over by putting his feet up against it like that. That scare you, Birdman?
No, I've seen this before, Boomer.
I don't like mummies.
The Well of Soul set, it just came with the one mummy, if I remember correctly.
Why are there all these bodies down here? Do they explain that? In the book, maybe?
I mean, they got to hang out somewhere.
Were they walled in or something? How come they just said look in that building right there? No, oh, I see. Okay, maybe they uncovered it since the night.
I really hate they left off the airplane fight music off the original release.
He's right. I'll celebrate. We're very far from here. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah.
I do like the look of that plane.
Well, they had good planes. I think Germany had some good plane technology back then, actually, didn't they?
And there's Pat
Well,
Roach.
Yeah, Germany was very advanced.
Yeah.
They could have been more advanced. They didn't go around killing off their top scientists. Just saying.
Yeah. Japan had a lot of advanced technology back then too. I know that in some ways they had better stuff than we had in the beginning of it.
So, how would y'all feel about Indiana Jones, The Rocketeer, and Captain America in a movie together?
What?
Just saying, Disney owns all three properties.
Yeah, I forgot Disney owns The Rocketeer, which I don't know how that happened because that was kind of from what I know that comic project was more like a side project of the artist who was working on other comic books. That was like his I need to pick that up at some point. Yeah, The Rocketeer graphic novel. Interesting about the Rocketeer movie, though, they got Jennifer Connelly played the love interest, which was interesting because she's not Betty Page, but in some ways she's just as iconic. What's going on here? Oh, yeah. Did you have the action figure of the big scary German guy here?
Yeah,
I had him.
he came with a wrench. What a
He
great,
did.
what a great accessory. But honestly, aside from him and Indiana Jones in German disguise, there were no German action figures.
Not really, were there? I don't think so.
They made Belloc in his everyday clothes, Belloc in the ceremonial robes.
You need like some standard soldiers just to scatter around, you know?
I mean, yeah, that would have been nice. They had the Monkey Man, they had the Cairo Swordsman, but they didn't have any generic swordsmen.
Right. I mean, at
David
least
says
when you
the
got
early
stuff-
draft of the Rocketeer was much more like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I really do like the Rocketeer.
It's a good movie.
I wish we got a few more.
You want an exclusive Big Al Presents news?
Yeah.
It's going to be Rocketeer will be part of my January rewatch.
Oh, okay.
January of 2024.
Yep.
Okay, you heard it here first, folks.
What's the theme of January?
I'm pairing it with Sky Captain: The World of Tomorrow.
That's a good one to pair it with. I like Sky Captain.
Kind of that retro.
But the funny thing about Sky Captain is more fanciful. The Rocketeer,
Yeah.
I mean, it seems more steeped in this could be plausible, right?
Right.
Where
Yeah.
Sky Cap, you know what it is? Sky Captain is almost what they thought the world would be like in the future of the Rocketeer world, right? Like this is what it'll be like in like 20 years.
It's got big giant robots.
It has this whole retro futurism thing to it, like
Yeah. Like you have a plane like a Mustang that's able to like transform into a sub.
yeah.
I mean, that's pretty sweet. But yeah, it was. I was doing a kind of a rocketing into the new year kind of a concept.
The desert chase beginneth.
You like this scene.
Yeah.
You like this more than the tank chase in Last Crusade.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like that tank chase in Last Crusade.
I do too. I love it.
Okay.
But
Yeah, this is overall a better film. In fact, yeah, it's probably overall better film than Temple of Doom, but I do have a soft spot for Temple of Doom. You like Temple of Doom better?
Whichever
No way.
one I'm currently watching.
That's what I'm saying. Raiders of the Lost Ark. You like this one the best, right?
Well, I'm currently watching it, so I'd have to say yes.
Okay.
But if I watch Temple of Doom after this, it's gonna be Temple of Doom.
Okay. Oh, you would rotate which one was your favorite. Yeah, I used to do that too. So
I would always put this one over Temple of Doom for one reason and one reason only.
why?
I don't like that opening musical number.
You don't.
I don't. It
That
just
confused the hell out of me the first time I would see.
it
I'm like,
just
oh, I
takes
see
me
it.
out. It just I'm like it just
Oh.
doesn't work for me.
See, I'm the opposite. I liked Anything Goes, but like I said, we won't harbor on it here.
If they had just had it be a normal like
No.
in world, but then they've expanded this big gigantic number thing.
I think it was supposed to throw you off. But then it settles into this horrible thing with these horrible Chinese gangsters that he's
Oh
going
yeah, and that's awesome. That's the great part. But yeah, that opening number will always to me be that little tick against it.
It's weird because I find that opening number charming, but it's a like I said, it's to each his own.
Your mileage may vary. Yeah,
Yeah,
everybody's different.
Yeah, this is an awesome chase scene, though. I'm not going to deny that. And he seems evenly matched with these soldiers, right? It's like you had the big brooding guy earlier. He was the terrifying one, the bald muscle bound guy. But the rest are.
Wilhelm scream. Somewhere that one guy is like very happy that he got that one little face seat in the window. He's like, that's me.
And the only way to get this in complete form is on that LP box set that came out like all those years ago. I don't want to put a number on it because I'll feel old.
I love this. Look, pink.
And Boomer, did you see Dial of Destiny crap piece of shit?
I have not. From the sound of it, you're not recommending it?
I saw it, so you don't have to.
Okay.
I bore that cross.
This was a kind of a dismal
Well,
set for movies.
Is it on Disney Plus yet?
I think
No.
so.
I don't know. I don't have.
Well, I
Disney
say
Plus.
or Paramount. I would say watch the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, but even that they messed it up because they cut and spliced previous tracks from the film score.
I think
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I think if they had just done the whole movie on that train, that might have been interesting. But oh well.
Yeah.
From what I heard, the first beginning of that is
And they wrote some original fucking score.
okay. Well, you all right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check this out. Best part. Boom. Right there. Yeah.
You got hurt.
Isn't that Dar Robinson, the stunt guy?
Yeah.
This guy right here,
The guy going up on the roof, or the guy I got
the
on
guy
the door?
going up on the guy going up on the roof. Like that dun 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 dun. dun.
He's hitting them in the shot, isn't he?
It's really just reworking the Raiders' march.
Oh, I never thought of it that way.
It's what it's doing. It's reworking it. Olive.
Like
Olive.
he reworked the Empire theme in the prequels, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got so mad at Eric Woods last night. I'm gonna air some
What?
dirty laundry here. Yeah, I was talking to him. I was saying I was gonna have to call off the concerts next weekend, and he's like, "But they're doing that Star Wars concert." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." He's like, John Williams wrote some new arrangements for it. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." He's like, "Yeah, they're doing General Grievous' theme for the first time ever." I'm like, "Okay, Eric. Like, anytime you want to shut up, I just."
General Grievous.
Then he's like, "Let me pull up the entire track list so we can go over it." I'm like, "Eric, you don't need to do this." I'm like, it's just not time for me to be leaving town. But I'm sure they'll put it out on CD.
Yeah. And I'm sure they're going to reprint those Tomb Raider Top Cow comics again in hardback like they did years ago.
Ooh, thud.
Which they're not going to. But anyway.
Out the way, mofos.
Howard's still hurting. He's hurt. I remember when I said I got the Tomb Raider comics, and one of my coworkers says, "Is Lara Croft half naked in them?" And I almost felt like saying, "What's your point?"
I will say the first Tomb Raider movie with Angelina Jolie is the only film I ever started watching and stopped.
Really?
A lot of people don't like them.
I got 15 minutes into it. I'm like, I just don't want to finish it.
I thought they were entertaining for what they were.
I liked them fine. It's funny because Richard Roper hated them, but Roger Ebert liked them, and I remembered what was it? And Richard Roper says, "I think you're smitten with Angelina Jolie," and then Roger Ebert said, "What's wrong with that?"
Yeah.
It could have been just I wasn't in the mood for that film.
That's fine.
Because I did that a couple days ago. I started watching something. I'm like, I'm just not in the mood for this kind of film. So I just kind of stopped. I'll watch it again later.
They're okay. I mean, let's face facts. These are the gold standard of adventure movies right here.
Oh, yeah.
Does anything come close? I don't know. I mean, if I've had adventure movies I've enjoyed since seeing these. Oddly enough, I like that Matthew McConaughey Sahara movie, which maybe no one else did, but
I've never seen that one.
With that Penelope Cruz was in it. It's somehow a Confederate ship filled with gold or something ended up in the middle of the Sahara Desert. Don't ask how that happened. I think it's based on a Clive Cussler novel.
Space alien.
What?
Space aliens.
I don't know if that was the reason, but anyway.
Well, that's how the planes end up in Mongolia or the Gobi Desert or wherever it was. If I were Sala, I'd be so happy with that nice little sweet kiss.
She can kiss me any day.
Oh. I wonder if he's ever done a movie with Brian Blessed.
He must have.
That would be so.
They have like a similar energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that they have that the big burly kind of thing going on.
Brian Blessed shows up on Space 1999. Did you know that?
Yep, he's in Doctor Who too.
Yeah.
A Blackadder.
I did the funniest thing when I was finally watching Space 1999 for the first time. And I'm thinking, okay, they got Peter Cushing. Oh, yikes. Sorry. The mirror scene, I hate
I love
that. That always makes me wince. Oh. But what was it? Ingrid Pitt. I know. Sorry. They had Peter Cushing and they had Christopher Lee, and I'm thinking, which of the women of like the Hammer type movies are he's going to be on here? I knew Ingrid Pitt wasn't going to be on it, so I had to make another guess. Joan Collins will be on Space 1999. This will happen, and lo and behold, she shows up a few episodes later. I made that guess based on like English and European actresses that would have been on that show at the time. I'm thinking Joan Collins will be there.
Well, because it was filmed in England, wasn't it?
It was a British
Jerry
production.
Anderson.
It was ITV.
Yeah,
It had
Jerry
American
Anderson
actors on it
was
because they were trying to sell it internationally. So you had his name escapes me at the moment, but
Martin Landau.
Martin Landau. Yeah, he was on it. So yeah.
We're getting a very nice Marion's theme right here.
Yeah, get a lot of nice Marion stuff right here.
So after this movie, are him and Marion together for a little while, and then they split up? What goes on with that, huh?
Yeah. Somehow they got to like England, and she stayed in England, and he came back home, and then she was pregnant, and she married I think an Air Force dude.
In England, right? Yeah.
Yeah, an English Air Force dude.
And then he died before, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because by this time he's already been with Willie and had the Temple of Doom adventure.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we don't know how far he and Willie actually got because they kept getting interrupted. But
I'm sure.
I would much rather be with Marion than Willie.
I like Willie. I'm sorry. I know she's a pain, but I still liked her.
Yeah, so does Steven
Spielberg liked her. I'm just saying. That's a warning. Like, leave that thing alone. U-boat.
That's the Das Boot U-boat.
From the actual movie Das Boot, huh?
Das Boot. Yes. Yeah.
I wonder if the number 26 was just on here for the film or if that's its actual number.
I don't know.
Guys, I'm going to have to switch rooms real quick because my battery's about to die. I'll be right back.
That's fine. Oh.
Darn Germans, big bullies.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they were back then. They did get a raw deal after World War II. That's what allowed certain people to rise in power, though. Costuming is great in this movie.
The who? What'd you say?
The costuming is great in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I agree with most people that say that this film is probably one of the most near perfect films. I mean, yeah, there's a few little things here and there, like a knife being in two different positions in a guy's hand, but
Yeah, you
It's
think it's perfect.
it's near perfect. Yeah, it's very close. Like I said, it would be fine. It's 5 stars in my book.
I like it. I like the scary movies too, though. Well, this is kind of a scary movie we're getting. Actually, there are tinges of horror in these movies. I'll say that.
Yeah. Talk about horror. Have you seen Cobweb?
Everyone keeps telling me to watch that. Is that any good?
I liked it, really. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars.
I didn't see that one. I did watch a movie called Kids versus Aliens recently. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah,
You did. You saw it. Okay.
Isn't that the one in the house? They're in a house.
There's like a party going on, and then the aliens are kidnapping them because they need the skin to fuel the ship. It's so over the top, ridiculous that I had to enjoy it.
It's a newer film, or is it a little bit older?
It's a newer film. It's a newer film.
Then no.
Okay.
I remember an older film that's something like that.
Unless it's a remake of an older film, I don't know. But
well, not that. I mean,
no, this was
2010 is kind of old.
No, this was recent. I recommend you check it out, but make sure you watch past the credits. I don't know if you'll like it or not, but I got a kick out of it.
Oh, I'll give it a shot. It's called Kids versus Aliens.
Kids versus Aliens, yeah. It was on Shudder. I caught it on there.
Yeah, but yeah, Cobweb's good. Was it Talk to Me?
Talk to Me, huh?
There's another one that I think is pretty good.
That was getting a lot of buzz this year. Talk to Me. Yeah, I finally got around to watching Summer of '84 recently too. I don't know if you'd seen that one.
No.
It's another one of these. It's almost like a Stranger Things type of deal where it's very '80s. You know, it's about this kid suspects his neighbor being a serial killer, but it takes place in 1984. You might like that one too. I don't know.
I'll have to check that out. Summer
of '84. That's actually came out in 2018 or 2019 though, like right before the pandemic started. I never heard of it till recently though.
Oops.
What is he saying? You're wearing a uniform, not a pair of pajamas. You know, it's like...
Sorry, I had to find my charger.
It's all right. We're just talking smack about you.
Okay. I mean, I'll catch it on the replay.
It's fine. I was actually talking about movies I'd seen recently. I saw a movie called Kids versus Aliens recently.
Okay.
It was pretty neat.
Yeah, talking about chargers. How about the big news that Apple's finally going to the universal charger thing?
They have
to for it.
I think they have to. Is it micro USB?
Yeah, the little USB C.
Yeah, the Mac I have uses USB Cs right now, and that's because of the European Union. The European Union basically said we're done. We're not going to have 110 different charges for these devices. You pick one. I think they settled on USB C. I think it was for environmental reasons because they're saying they're tired of people having to buy 20 different plugs for all their devices. They're done. They want one universal plug.
Yeah.
So I don't know. On some level, I'm actually agree with that because it is annoying how you have. Like, what was the other one? There was USB-C and then there was micro USB, which I think was different, right? That was the one that looked more like I don't know. It had like the almost triangle shape, but not really. I don't know.
Kind of like a trapezoid.
Yeah, I didn't like that one, and I'm glad they got rid of that. Still have a couple controllers that charge that way though.
Yeah, my phone is. I don't know what my phone's. I think it's that little normal small pluggy thing.
If only they had taken it back to Berlin with them, we could have avoided a lot of trouble, right? I'm sorry.
Maybe someone worse would have stepped in.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. You're right. You never know. Vandal Savage would have seized the opportunity to take over. That's what happened on Justice League.
Dr. Jones.
Hmm.
Surely you don't think you can escape from this act.
That guy is such the perfect German soldier looking guy.
Dietrich?
Yeah. What's his name again?
Yep. You don't want that.
Wolf Collar. Collar, yeah. We also did Boys from Brazil.
Is that a good film? I've always meant to watch it, but I never have.
I have never seen it.
It's got an amazing Jerry Goldsmith score.
What?
Boys from Brazil.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie. That's about them trying to clone a certain somebody, right?
Yeah.
This is
Yep.
Oh, the guy who plays Dietrich was also in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
Was
Interesting.
he?
Yeah, it just says playing German second. I think he was in High Road to China that we watched on my channel a few weeks ago.
Wonderful John Barry score.
Yep. I love that. I love that score. Love the whole film.
I'm just going to get nitpicky here, but in the Old Testament, if you touched the Ark of the Covenant, you died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, I don't know because I think the reason they kept the stuff in there was so you wouldn't reach in and grab it, right? I don't know. Like I said, I know King
So
David.
I know there's somewhere there's a
No,
book.
yeah. If
I touched the Ark of the Covenant.
Is it touching the Ark of the Covenant or touching the
died.
record of the Ten Commandments?
the Ark itself,
Oh wow, I
you
didn't
would
know.
die. Yeah, because it happens in the Bible, I
Oh
believe.
really?
Because those two Germans just lifted the lid off. Like I'm like, hey man, like I wouldn't touch it at all. I'd be like,
Uh-oh.
I still think John Williams was like channeling Bernard Herrmann with this
Mm.
music.
Oh, I gotta love this sound effect. Whoa, whoa.
Here comes the scary part.
Shut your eyes, Mary, and don't look at it. What happens?
I keep trying to figure out what are these supposed to be.
Spirits of the Lord.
Are they angels? Are they spirits? Dead Hebrews? I don't know what they are.
I would think there's something like the Avenging Angels, like
Yeah, probably Angels. Yeah.
among those that God like sent into Egypt
Right.
to kill all the firstborn. The iconic
Uh-huh.
The Mesco 112 tote actually comes with swappable heads, and one is just like just melting. It's cute. And it's still up for pre-order, by the way, if anyone wants to order one. And it comes with a little Ark of the Covenant.
Okay. There's the lid.
whoop, whoop, whoop. Everybody back in the box.
There's somewhere. Anyway.
And there was like a whole minecart chasing that was going to come after this, but they cut it. They never even filmed it. But they recycled it for Temple of Doom.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
Why was there going to be a minecart chase sequence after this?
I don't know. Because it would have been cool, I guess. But
Were there still Nazis left over after them? I mean,
I'm sure that wasn't everybody
done.
on the island.
Wish I could have been invited to that ceremony.
Top men. Top. Men. You tell him, Porkins.
Now, this scene with Marion, we have Marcia Lucas to thank for this because she said you need to have a closing scene with Marion to get some resolution. So
That's good. I think it works.
He's got a different color hat.
Yeah, he's clean shaven.
That's his in the city hat.
You wonder what's in all those other boxes, right?
Space aliens.
Oh, I forgot they spoiled that. Oh, one of the things is going to be that stupid crystal skull. Oh.
Hey, man, that crystal skull is like masterpiece.
And we find out that this is Warehouse 13. You ever watch that show?
I saw a few episodes.
I think my parents used to watch it.
That was a good show.
You know what's funny? If someone told the Soviets that the Ark of the Covenant was there, they would say, "Oh, this socialist dogma does not permit the existence of that." Or so they would say something like that. They wouldn't have gone for it.
Associate to Mr. Spielberg, Kathleen Kennedy.
Well, there we go.
And so it began.
Yes, so it began. Oh, it's telling me to watch Last Crusade next. That's not the next movie. It's Temple of Doom. Paramount. No, I don't want to watch it now. I want to finish the credits. You're probably wondering, what are you doing, Boomer? You're not watching the Blu-ray, right? Well, I don't have the Blu-ray. I do have the DVDs of this, and I've been wrestling with getting them on Blu-ray.
Well, Boomer, while I got you and Big Al at the
Yes.
same place, same time, Big Al and I had discussed doing The Fury and what was the other film, Big Al? The Fury and
Humanoids from the Deep?
Humanoids from the Deep
For October, is that what you're
for
thinking?
October.
Yeah, I'll try to join you for those. That might be fun. I've seen Humanoids from the Deep. That is that's
fun.
interesting. That's a newer take on the Creature from the Black Lagoon in a way, right?
A little bit, yeah. And we're talking the original, not that weird sci-fi remake that they
They
did.
did a sci-fi remake of
Yes, I didn't know that until he was reading the credits for it. I'm like, no, that guy
Yeah.
wasn't in that film. No,
I'll
what's
join you
going
for
on?
those. I have to rewatch The Fury though.
I have never
Seen
seen
that
The
in a while.
Fury. I remember when it was coming out, though. I remember like the whole big like forehead vein thing freaked me out.
It's got a wonderful John Williams score.
All right, well, let me know when you want to do those. All right.
You still want to do Ride with the Devil? Was that the name of the movie?
Race with the Devil. We don't have
Race
to do
with the
that
Devil.
one. Actually, I
No,
don't.
I paid for that movie over a year ago.
Oh,
because
you have
wanted
it,
to
so
do
we'll do it. We'll do it. Okay, we'll do Race with the Devil. All right.
Is that
Whenever
the
you
Will?
feel
Is that the William Shatner?
No, that is
Okay,
the
I'm thinking
Devil's
something.
Reign.
Oh, Devil's Reign. That's right.
Race with the Devil has Peter Fonda and Warren Oates in it. Devil's Reign has William Shatner and Ernest Borgnine.
More knives, yeah.
Come on. What Shatner versus Sagan?
I got
What more
I
can
got
you
a-
ask for in a
Hey, there
movie?
you go, man.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, we do Race with the Devil. I'll look forward to that one. That's a good one.
Are
So
you available next week?
Yeah, I could do one next week. You want to do one of them next week?
You want to do the Racing Devil movie?
Why don't we do it the Race with the Devil next week? That sounds like a
Okay,
plan.
we'll just kick Halloween off.
Do you want to
Send-
join us, Big Al, for that, or I don't know, or not that I'm presuming Birdman wants you here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Huh? I am always available for a rewatch whenever you want or need or desire me.
Well, let's do that Devil Racing movie next week. And
Have you ever
Thank you,
seen
sir.
it, Birdman?
no, I was waiting for you.
Okay,
You had that hurricane last year. You got all involved in that.
that's right. We were going to watch it last year, and I think was that why pick that one? Was it going to be a devil themed year?
It's like that hurricane came and like changed everything for the past year.
It was awful. No more. I'm done. I'm
Original
over it.
soundtrack album on CBS Records.
Yes. All right. So we will do Race with the Devil. I'll see if I can find anything on the soundtrack for that discussion. All right.
And then we'll work in the Fury and Humanoids from the Deep
For October. Sounds like
October.
A plan. Sounds like a plan.
I know 1 week I'm going to have to be out. Probably 2
Fine.
weeks in October I'm going to have to be out.
That's
so
fine. So we'll do Race with the Devil next week. Why don't we do that?
that's cool.
Listen to me. The Magic of the RV. What's it playing? Oh, it's Last Crusade. They just skip over Temple of Doom.
No respect at all.
It's showtime. It's like, oh, you'll probably want to watch this one next. No, I want to watch Temple of Doom next.
Yeah, don't tell me what I want to watch.
Put on Wrath of Khan. That's what they need to do with this. They need. Come on, that's a double feature. Unless Wrath of Khan isn't on Paramount Plus, because even though Paramount owns Star Trek, I can't expect all the Star Trek stuff to be on there because what happened last time with First Contact when I think I went on a rant on air, didn't I? With that about Paramount Plus.
Loretta Swit is in. Oh wow, Loretta Swit's in Race to the Devil. Cool.
Who was she? The one from MASH?
Yeah,
And also the actress that played that was on Dark Shadows, she's in it too. The one who played Angelique on the original Dark Shadows series, she's in it too. It's a good little movie. Yeah, that'll be a fun watch, I think.
Okay, so we're doing Devil Racing next week. Cool.
Race with the Devil.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What you get it on DVD? It's actually a double feature with Crazy Mary, Dirty Larry. I think is the name of the movie.
Well, that sounds like a Tinder date I could skip out on.
That it's another Peter Fonda movie. So that they put both of them on there. I guess involving cars. So yeah. I guess Easy Rider. They of course that Easy Rider was bikes. But yeah, looking forward to it. All right.
All right. You got your show coming up Sunday?
Yes, Geeky Geezers will be on Sunday. I actually have some good news. They're re-releasing. I mean, this is a spoiler, but people who are listening can hear it now. We're going to talk about the Dark Forces remaster. It was a Star Wars first-person shooter game from 1995.
Okay. Cool.
They're doing a remaster of it. Apparently, the first level involves you stealing the Death Star plans. It wasn't the Rogue One thing came later. This was originally the canon thing for stealing the Death Star plans, but they threw it out, as they're wont to do.
Big Al, you got anything coming up?
Friday be doing my book study with Professor Geek, Dawn of the Jedi. Saturday night we'll be watching Cobra on Netters Network, and Monday, if all goes well, and it seems like you figured things out, we'll be doing The Terminal.
Yep.
On your channel in the afternoon.
Cool.
And then my next rewatch is next Saturday is Maximum Overdrive, Stephen King.
That's a weird one.
Yep, that's why I picked it.
All right.
Well, I can say thank you everyone for 3 years. It's been a journey that's not over. So
Yes.
thank you for everyone who's come along for the ride.
So
And,
same time next year, Raiders again.
As always,
There you go.
it hasn't been the greatest year for content creation because it's been so much going on between people dying and hurricanes and health issues. But
Yes.
hopefully in the future we'll get some normalcy return. So
Normalcy is good.
yeah. But as always, stop, don't shop, keep listening to great film music. Thank you everyone again. 3 years. Hope we're around in 3 more. And we'll talk to everyone very soon. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.